Hello everyone, today I'm going to give you a personal review of the Alite Monarch chair. This is a really compact camping chair. Typically you could take this for backpacking or motorcycle camping. I'm personally using it for motorcycle camping, but I thought I'd give you a quick demonstration of how well it works, the size of it, how easy it assembles, and how easy it disassembles. So as you can see here, it comes in a carrying case. Not the greatest, it's not just a typical type of stuff sack, but ultimately it's a pretty small camping chair. When you see it fully erected, it's quite good actually. To give you a size comparison, hold on one second. If you take a, let's say, a 1.5 liter bottle of wine, that will give you a good representation of how big it is. It's pretty much the same width as a typical, big bottle of wine. The length is almost exactly the same as well. So if you're trying to, get some sort of, size comparison before you actually purchase it, let's say online, just take a 1.5 liter bottle of wine and throw it in your camping bag and see if it fits. It's significantly lighter, obviously, but the size ratio is pretty much the same. So what I'm going to do now is show you how easily it assembles. So basically you just take a stuff sack, unravel it, and you can see it really just has two parts. It has aluminum pole structure that's pretty much just like your average tent, and it almost assembles itself. As you can see here, you just kind of wiggle it, connect it where possible, and that's about it. You're pretty much ready to put it into the actual chair itself. The chair material is it's quite durable, and at the four corners there's color-coded, I'll just call them, inserts to help you figure out which poles go into which sides. So it's extremely easy to assemble. So basically the way to do it is just lay it out. You can see at the two corners here, they're this orange or yellow color. So you basically take a look at the aluminum poles here, and you'll notice that this tip is that yellowish color, while the other two tips are kind of just the silver color, or no color at all. So as you can see, you can match up the yellows to the yellows, and the grays to the grays. Okay, so basically you can start off with either end. In this case I'm going to start off with the yellow. Just put the yellow in the yellow, put the other yellow in the yellow. You'll have to give it a little bit of tension, just like you would a camping tent. You don't have to worry about the poles, again, because they're aluminum. They're going to bend and support you no problem. The last pole is usually the hardest one to get in, but overall you just give it a little bit of a bend and it's pretty easy. And that's it. You have your camping chair set up. When you look at the bottom, there's really only two feet to the chair. So typically you would expect a chair to have 4 feet, obviously, for balance purposes. But the essence of this chair is they're really just going to balance on these two and use your feet as the other two legs of the chair. However, you'll get it in a position where it's quite evenly balanced and it takes little effort to really hold yourself up. So the next thing I'm going to show you is kind of how you get into it. It's not the easiest thing to get into, but it's really not that bad. You can kind of leave it on the ground here and just sit down. What I find to be the most comfortable is the further you kind of sit down, the more the back piece will go up to your, up your back, and that's about it. I'm using hardly any effort at all. Once you find the balance point, it's actually extremely comfortable. I've tried sitting on one for a couple hours and really had no problem at all. It's even got kind of a cool rocking motion, if you like. So if you're sitting at the campfire, it's quite comfortable. For reference purposes, I'm about 6 feet tall, 210, 215. This says it holds up to 250, and I would believe it. But ultimately, it's extremely comfortable. There's really not much more to it. You can wiggle side to side. You don't have to really worry about it breaking. Again, nice easy rocking motion. Very comfortable. The one thing I did find out though is these little back pieces may shoot, you know, some pain to your back if you're not in the correct position. That's why I do recommend, you know, you slouch a little bit more until, you know, you don't feel that pain, and then it just becomes a regular chair and it's quite comfortable. Overall, I really enjoy it. Super light, packs up really small, and still gives you a full functioning chair. You know, a lot of people do use Thermarest, let's say, sleeping pads, and then get the you know, the mesh for it that turns the camping pad into more of a camping chair. But then you're still sitting on the ground, and overall I really wanted something that's kind of elevated off the ground and is more of like a typical chair that you would see at a campsite. So to disassemble and to pack back up, again, it's extremely easy. Just take the poles out. Just like that. You can drop it on the ground, and it's great. Take this, fold it in half so the two corners are touching each other. Then just like a tent, you kind of disassemble this. This takes a little getting used to because you kind of need it in a fashion that's gonna, you know, kind of be as parallel as possible, which seems like it would be easy, and it is once you learn it, but when you first get it, it's a little bit confusing. So you just take all the poles and kind of disassemble like this until it's in some sort of package. Throw it on the end just like you would a normal camping tent, and roll. Okay. Take your stuff sack and throw it in. It depends on which way you want it to go in first. I don't think it really matters. I'll try to go in this one first. Right, and just as you would with a normal tent, push it down, and that's it. Your chair is completely packed up. You zip it up nice and tight, and that's it. Your camping chair is all packed up. So in about 30 seconds, I'm not really sure, you have your camping chair all packed up and you're ready to go. So overall, I really love the design of this. I was really going back and forth between, do I get a camping stool, do I get this, and overall I tried a lot of stools. They're nice because they're light and they're really quick at putting up, but they're really just not comfortable, especially if you just want to lounge around a fire for a couple hours. I think this really takes the cake. It's really not that expensive. I think I got it on Amazon for about $40. I would really recommend it. It's really strong. It's really great that you get some aluminum poles, not fiberglass poles, so you know it's going to last a long time. And overall, if you're looking for some sort of camping chair for, let's say, ultralight backpacking or motorcycle camping or something like that, then go for it. Obviously, if you're car camping, you're probably going to bring a full camping chair. But again, if you're trying to be a little bit more compact but still have a lot of comfort while you're at the campsite, I would strongly recommend the Alite Monarch chair. Thanks.